Here, you want to hear something creepy? Can I tell you something spooky?
Yeah.
Here's what's spooky. So there's all this research being done to try to figure out when a decision is made.
Yeah.
And it appears that decisions are made, we think we've made the decision a few seconds after the decision has already been made. And so some people say that our idea of autonomy, or that we're making these decisions, is just a desperate attempt that our minds are doing to keep us away from the truth of the matter, which is we're just these sort of predestined, non-autonomous biocomputers that are just being driven by mechanisms that we don't understand. And so our mind sort of, it's like first the decision is made, and then our mind pretends it made the decision. Very similar to, like, I don't know if you got one of those steering wheels for your kid where you put it in the passenger seat and they can pretend they're driving the car.
Yeah.
It's like that. Like, our minds are giving us the illusion that we're driving the car, but the reality is, and this is where it gets really fucking weird, the reality is some people theorize that the flora growing inside our stomachs is what's controlling us, that it's actually the colonies of bacteria living inside of us and that we're being controlled by hives of bacteria that are just leading us in weird directions, which is why and forgive me because this is a little vulgar. When you
talked about clitoral-related.
Well, now let's talk about shit transplants. This is why when like, it's a real thing. They will give people with severe stomach disorders, they will put someone else's poop inside of them. It will recolonize their stomach with new bacteria, and they'll get healthier. Their lives will change. Their eating choices will change. And it just turns out they were puppets to some evil hive of bacteria living inside their stomach that made them love Doritos. They didn't like Doritos. The bacteria did.
I have a visual. Do you remember the cavity creep when we were kids?
Yeah.
I have a visual of the cavity creep living inside me going, I'll tell this motherfucker what to do.
Yeah. It's like that. Like, we're not at the wheel. So, like, when you're in there looking in the mirror thinking you're making a decision, you're not making a decision. It's already been made. Since the beginning of time, your penis was going in the direction of that woman's vagina from the moment the Big Bang happened. And think about all the other things in your body you don't, like, think about all the stuff in your body that you don't control at all and you're totally comfortable with it. Toenails, heart, liver, all digestion. You don't think about digestion, it just happens. So, like, when you really look at the way balancing, you don't think about walking, you don't think about talking, you don't think about language, you don't think about processing photons through your eyes or translating sound waves into language. None of this you're not doing any of this. It's all happening automatically outside of your control. So if you start analyzing that stuff, where do you really think you have control? You're an organism made up of things that you have no control over, and somehow you think somewhere in there you're driving the car. It's just curious, like, are you driving the car? Who's the driver? Who's the one making the decisions?